for all the examples we've seen. Him suing Showtime for $300 million, him foreclosing on multiple properties, him losing on investments on multiple properties, him buying a lot of depreciating assets, and him all of a sudden looking to box very much in the year 2026. Floyd losing money Mayweather, as the chatter says, is in dire straits financially.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money. You know what I'm saying? And that, he knows you don't like him.
Some people will say, you know, he's suing now because of his gambling habits, which was not hidden. It was not a secret. He would post, not Teddy Atlas talking about anything that wasn't out there. He would post some of his tickets, his betting tickets that he bet, and they were large bets. And so some people will say, oh yeah, like you said, he was Mayweather, Money Mayweather, and now he's suing because he went through his money, blew his money, whatever.
Once celebrated as one of the richest men in sports, Floyd Mayweather now appears to be facing a major financial and legal storm. The boxing world is showing concern and frustration as his legal troubles continue to grow. He may now even face a lawsuit from Manny Pacquiao over his recent comments about their upcoming fight.
Joy, we are not one of these sick people, and I call them sick, I'm not afraid to say what I feel, that's in their underwear in grandmother's basement or wherever the frick they are, taking pot shot at people because of their misery, because of their misfortune, because they're in a bad place. Shame on you. And shame on the people out there. I know that there's some of them, everyone knows I don't really read that internet unless somebody shows me specifically some stuff. And I saw some of the stuff. I didn't want to see any more, so I told them, don't show me anymore. But I saw enough to see what was out there. People taking shots at a great fighter, Mayweather. Probably the same people that were, applauding him and saying how great he was at one point, and now they're taking shots at him like they're almost, like they get pleasure out of seeing
Reports have suggested that Mayweather's enormous wealth may have been overstated, with liens, foreclosures, debts, and heavily leveraged assets such as real estate and a private jet reportedly putting pressure on his finances. Creditors have also allegedly pursued him over unpaid jet fuel bills. On top of that, Mayweather sparked controversy with his comments about the Manny Pacquiao fight, insisting that it is an exhibition despite reportedly accepting an advance for a professional bout, potentially putting him in breach of contract.
The fight weekend of Fundora and Thurman. Apparently he did an interview, said that it was an exhibition, that these guys didn't have anything to prove, that their legends were already set in stone, and that it would be an exhibition. He wasn't sure if it was going to be at the Sphere. Apparently, that is not true. According to a Boxing Scene article that interviewed Jazz Mathur, the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, said that, yes, the fight is contracted for the Sphere, booked at the Sphere, scheduled at the Sphere for September 19th. It is booked as a professional fight, not as an exhibition. It was never booked as an exhibition, which makes sense because Netflix got behind it, and I would assume that they would not want an exhibition. We said the other day, I think it was actually yesterday, we said that this fight has to be a real fight and not an exhibition because, one, Netflix is involved, two, Manny Pacquiao wants that get back, and two, also just betting lines. It's a huge aspect of this sport and this kind of.
On Twitter, Mike Carpenter highlighted Floyd Mayweather's controversial comments, pointing out that they directly contradicted Netflix's official announcement. If Mayweather continues to insist that the fight should be an exhibition, he could potentially be in breach of contract. Wade Plemons argues that after accepting signing an advance payment for a professional fight, Mayweather's decision to call it an exhibition makes it appear as though he is attempting to deceive Netflix and Manny's team. Mayweather previously faced similar controversy surrounding the Logan Paul fight, which was promoted using another person's name and likeness for a reported $10 million cash deal.
Something is off. Something's completely off because you got one person saying, this is a real fight. You got the promotion saying, this is a real fight. You got Floyd Mayweather saying, no, this is an exhibition. There's two things that are happening here. Either somebody messed up in paperwork or in communication, or in some form of getting this fight together, misspoke to one of these guys, or Floyd Mayweather is trying to scam Netflix. That is the only two things that can be possible here. Because we then get the report, as of yesterday, that Floyd Mayweather has already taken a cash advance payment of his purse for the upcoming Manny Pacquiao rematch on Netflix, despite it currently being in jeopardy. I don't even know how that's possible. Who gave him a cash advance before they even got to the fight? I understand like paying some up front to secure the fight, but paying everything? Maybe it's not what it is. Maybe the cash advance is like...
Teddy Atlas says the situation is genuinely sad, explaining that athletes can sometimes fall into financial trouble when they do not have the right people managing their money. According to Atlas, that appears to be exactly what happened in Floyd Mayweather's case.
They risk everything. They risk so much. And then everything they took the risk for sometimes is lost. Whether it was Joe Louis, whether whoever. It never becomes not sad or unfortunate to hear. Never. It's look, you could say it's their responsibility. It is. It is. You got to know what's going on. But there are also sharks in this business, in any business. And sometimes these athletes, I won't even specify fighters. We're talking about fighters. But you hear it in football, but you hear it around it. You hear it in basketball. Sometimes these athletes, they don't have the right people around them to look out for them. You know, to properly educate them, to properly advise them. Hey, some don't listen.
Jonah Renitz is a controversial businessman and close associate of Floyd Mayweather Jr., often described as an important figure in managing Mayweather's post-boxing business ventures and real estate investments. Fight Opinion on X stated, Manny Pacquiao's team is threatening litigation against Floyd Mayweather over the Sphere fight on Netflix. However, that may not be the only legal threat facing Mayweather or his close associate, Jonah Renitz. Renitz was reportedly supposed to go to prison, but now there appears to be another twist. Manny Pacquiao has maintained that this is a real fight and that he will not participate in an exhibition. Floyd has signed the contract, meaning he could be required to compete professionally if Manny insists on a legitimate sanctioned bout.
Exhibition and not a real fight?
Is that what he's feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure?
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight, okay. Yeah, because I know he said...
I want to fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or nothing.
Yeah, it's a real fight, yeah.
The Sphere still in Las Vegas?
That's the contract that he signed. I mean.
Okay, so it's still happening then.
He has to
Joe Rogan highlights how Floyd Mayweather spent more than a decade as arguably one of boxing's biggest American stars. He defeated Manny Pacquiao in 2015 in what was the richest fight in boxing history at the time, showcasing his elite defense, lightning-fast hands, and the money-made persona that helped fuel his fame and enormous wealth.
Floyd to Money Mayweather changed the whole thing.
He knew what he was doing.
He definitely did. It would have been an interesting fight had he fought Pacquiao when he was younger in his prime. It would have been a very different.
Would have been
fight.
A more interesting fight.
Much more different.
Because
much more difficult
any
fight.
go-forward physical warrior like Pacquiao is going to wear down.
Right. Exactly.
And any brilliant counterpuncher like Floyd is going to retain more.
Yeah.
So he did.
Yeah, it would have been much more interesting when they were younger. Also, the fact that Pacquiao fought him with a bum shoulder. That was a disaster, too.
Money talks.
Yeah. I mean, look, I guess he was faced with this thing, legacy, or, I mean, it was the biggest pay-per-view of all time in boxing, correct?
I believe so.
I believe so. And I think it was like 4 million buys or something crazy like that.
It was huge.
So, like, what is that?
Floyd Mayweather has always flaunted his wealth, spending extravagantly on luxury watches, expensive cars, and writing enormous checks, including one reportedly worth $18 million, as if money were never an issue. He constantly displayed his fortune and carried himself as though he were untouchable and unconcerned about financial consequences. Yet now, he has filed a lawsuit against his former broadcast partner, Showtime, and its former president, Steven Espinosa, claiming that he is owed $340 million. The lawsuit highlights the contrast between Mayweather's public image of unlimited wealth and the complicated financial disputes taking place behind the scenes. It shows that even someone as wealthy and celebrated as Mayweather can face serious challenges when money, contracts, and financial obligations collide.
Talk about it. 18 mil retired. I know some people gonna be like, well, you said I didn't want to say I was active because that's normal. I said I wasn't activated. I knew what I said. So a lot of times I'm like, oh, you didn't say it right. I know I said it right. I knew what I said. I knew what I posted.
I don't really care how much you make, bro. I feel like writing an $18 million check has to feel some sort of weight.
That's crazy. I didn't want to do it. Of course, I'm like, yo, who wants to give up basically 20 million?
You wrote 18,180,000,000.00. Like, bro, that's crazy.
You know, I got huge deals on the table, so I'm always making shake.
What's the biggest thing you got working right now?
I can start this. Come here. So come here. So
Dude, what is it?
we keep this one on. Okay. So right here.
That's crazy.
I just keep stuff on the.
Yeah, my math don't work like that. My math.
So now, when we gonna cut it?
50 Cent has said that people dislike Floyd Mayweather because of his money-focused fights and his constant emphasis on wealth. Fans have often wanted to see Mayweather fail, but Floyd has managed to turn that hostility into an advantage. Despite the criticism, the attention helps generate pay-per-view sales and massive earnings, allowing him to turn public resentment into profit. His ability to capitalize on both admiration and criticism has made him one of boxing's most financially successful and controversial figures, proving that even negative attention can be monetized when combined with skill, confidence, and the money-made persona that defined his career.
Real simple. It said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. So it's okay for you to watch the fight. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money. You know what I'm saying? And that, he knows you don't like.
Max Kellerman explains that fighters like Floyd Mayweather, who spend excessively and fail to make smart investments, can face serious financial problems after their prime. He emphasizes that even athletes who earn enormous amounts of money can struggle later in life if they fail to manage their finances responsibly. Kellerman points out that excessive spending without a long-term plan can create major challenges once an athlete's earning potential declines. He uses Floyd as an example of how poor financial planning can contribute to legal disputes, debt, and even the need to return to the ring. Careful financial management is essential for long-term stability, even for the highest-earning athletes.
Feel about like Floyd with the 3 fights that's coming up? Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather. I think the guy's from Greece or something like that. What do you feel about great champions doing these kind of fights as well, or just these kind of fights that's going on?
You need money.
Damn.
Yeah, when you need money. This is the problem with boxing. You think about financial literacy, right? And you talk about like NFL players or NBA players. There's support systems for those dudes. There's nothing like that for fighters. They got to figure it out all themselves. And if you're a fighter, that means you did not have options.
Right.
It's not like basketball or football. If you could, like, by the way, football players couldn't play basketball or they play basketball. It's a better deal, right? That's if you can, you do. And boxers couldn't do either one of those things, right? They're too small or they got hurt, whatever it is. And so you're dealing with a section of.
Max Kellerman criticizes Floyd Mayweather for allegedly mismanaging his wealth, highlighting his extravagant spending on luxury cars, expensive watches, and gambling. He points out that constantly flaunting wealth without proper financial planning can eventually lead to instability. Kellerman acknowledges that many athletes face similar problems, sometimes retiring with very little despite earning millions throughout their careers. He stresses that even the highest-paid athletes must manage their finances wisely because excessive spending and impulsive purchases can quickly reduce enormous fortunes. Floyd's financial habits serve as a cautionary example, showing how constant extravagance and a lack of long-term investment planning can create serious problems, forcing even legendary athletes to confront financial challenges later in life.
There's no support or kind of structure in place to help them at all. And so what usually happens with almost every fighter who ever lived, not everyone, but most of them, is they wind up going broke at a certain point, right? First of all, taxes, child support, all that kind of stuff, that promoters, this and that, and then just the way you spend your money. Could be bad investments. You could try to do the right thing and wind up with bad investments. You could just spend too much. And the thing is, if you're not the best in the world anymore, but you're one of, let's say, the 50 best in the world at what you do in your weight class, still hard to tell that dude, you can make $100 million. No, don't do that because you're old.
Right.
Why would he